Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to go over the use of the screen. This is a video that I shot when my channel was very young, and it was very well received, and now it seems like there are many more requests for the same information, especially with the Model Y coming out, and it's my understanding that the Model Y uses essentially the same screen, same software as the Model 3. Also, with all of the software updates that have come about over the last year, the layout of the screen's different, and the way it functions is very different as well. So I'm going to walk you through it. So we'll start first with this quadrant, or this section of the screen. This is the driver information, and so we'll start at the bottom and I'll work my way clockwise around the screen. So we have the lower quadrant here, and this is when you first activate the car, this is the image that comes up. Now this image, you've got backup camera is right there. This is state of charge. You can see I'm at 58%. And this is, to hit that would be the mic. So for instance, I will I don't know, I'll go ahead and program something in. So navigate to Walmart. So, and then it gives me a list of Walmart stores here. So I could select that one, and it will go ahead and navigate me there. You'll notice that this strip opens up, and that walks me through the various roads and turns that I'd need to make. It also gives a state of charge when I arrive. So if you'll notice, I'm at 58% state of charge right now. It's estimating I'd have 55% when I hit Walmart, or if I did a round trip to get back here, I'd be at 53%. So that's that. Now I could hit this settings here and go in, and I could go ahead and change navigation settings, automatic navigate, trip planner, online routing, reroute if it saves more than a given length of time, avoid ferries, avoid tolls, use HOV lanes. So in here you can activate voice prompts for turns and that. So that's that tab. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel this out. Now you can also, this is the wipers. So you can turn that on. There's the wipers. I can set it to low intermittent, medium intermittent, constant wiping, or fast, or automatic, and that senses raindrops on the windshield, or turn it off. So let's see here. Now if I swipe on the screen, can swipe left. Here is all of my information. Since my last charge, I've gone 74.6 miles, used 18 kilowatt hours, or 247 watt hours per mile. This is today's usage, which I have that programmed. I could go in here and rename it or reset, and that reset would reset the reset this down to 0. So, and go up long-term efficiency. This I can also rename. I named it long-term efficiency myself just because I wanted to keep track of how many watt hours per mile. So I've currently got 68,959 miles in the car. I've used 16,332 kilowatt hours of energy for a total of 237 watt hours per mile. And so then the very bottom is my odometer, but you can see that's the same as my current miles because I reset this when I first got the car and have not changed it. So that's that. Now you've got this section of the screen. Now this section of the screen shows numerous things. I can open the charge port. So the charge port door is now open. It says charge port open, close. That closes the charge port door. I can open the trunk, or I can open the frunk. Now I'm choosing not to open either of those just because I don't want to have to get out of the car and close them because I'm filming. So there's that. Now if I'll put my foot on the brake to activate the car. If I put it into drive, you'll notice that the image changes. Now I'm in a parking lot right now, Jewel parking lot in the town of Wakanda. So I'm not on a roadway, but there's a car parked actually nose toward me, slightly offset to the side, and you can see that car's location. Now I can also move my hand around, and you can see the image of other cars around me. I can zoom out. I can pivot. I can zoom back in. I can even see the nose of my own car if I'd like. There's a car going by behind me. I wonder if it's going to show up. Nope. Anyway, if I just leave it go, it will center back out again, as it's doing right there. So now I've let my foot off the brake, and the steering wheel icon has come up. That is an autopilot or auto steer icon. This would be the speed, the minimum speed that I can program it for. Over here would be the speed limit of the road that I'm on. So, but I'm not on a road. So normally there would be a little speed limit sign here if I were driving, and it would tell me the speed that I can set the car for. And then this icon, the steering wheel icon, would light up blue if I were using auto steer. Now up here, I've got park, reverse, neutral, and drive, and you've got this line. And if you look closely, that line has dashes there. As you accelerate, a black line moves up here to tell you how much power you're using. And when you let off and you are regenning power into the battery, a green line goes this way. The dashes at the end of that line means it's restricted based on the cell temperature of the battery, so you won't have regen go into that section. And then this means I'm on brake hold because it's in drive, but my foot is off the brake, so I'm on brake hold. Now if I press park, the P comes up, the icon changed. So this light, this indicator means that I've got the fog lights activated, and this means that the headlights are activated. And you'll notice when I activated the car earlier, a bunch of icons came up. Those are basic icons for various functions of the car, but those aren't things you select, so we can avoid that. Now this lock icon, it shows it's unlocked. If I tap that, that locks the doors. Tap it again, it unlocks the doors. Then we have the time, 10:50 or 11:59 a.m. The temperature, 34 degrees Fahrenheit. So if I were to tap the navigation screen, we've got a page comes up. I don't want you to see the addresses I was just at, but I could also tap onto the I could enter addresses by the keypad at the bottom, or enter home or work, but we'll go ahead and cancel that out. So now the Tesla T, when you tap that, that opens up this screen. I'm going to block my VIN number here, and then that opens up all the way down, and you have all of these different selections that open up here. So you've got, well, the more cowbell, that's kind of an annoying song that comes up. We'll ignore that. But this is a drawing program. You can draw and save it, and you can publish it, send it to Tesla if you want. So that's that. Let's see here. The next one, you've got whoopee cushion mode that you can select, and so you know, it's whatever, very childish if you ask me. So go back in again, and you've got video games. This is romance setting. You can drive on Mars if you'd like. So kind of interesting, but whatever. It's oh, and when you're driving on Mars, your car turns into a spaceship on the screen. So let's see here. We'll go back to Earth view there. And next we've got, this is your personalized settings. So I've got my own setting here. These are presets for the position of the steering wheel and the seat and the mirrors and all that. My wife Cheryl. Board loading. This moves the seats forward. This is for if I'm loading my large off-road board in. I have an issue with my knee, and occasionally it bothers me. If I click that, it sets the seat further back but adjusts the steering wheel accordingly so I can stretch my leg out better. And then there's valet mode. And then you can go into driver profile settings if you'd like to add a new driver. That would come up here. So now this next icon, this little circle, is Sentry mode. You can turn that on or turn that off. That activates all the cameras to monitor what's going on around the car, if you'd like. Next to it is the next icon to the right is the dash cam icon. If I touch that, it will record. Go ahead and touch it. There's now an arrow showing coming down. That is downloading the last 10 minutes of driver information permanently. It shows a check mark that it's saved. Next is Home Link. I don't have that programmed in, but you could program that so it knows when you're going home. It can open your garage door and do different things. This LTE, it's searching for Wi-Fi, or you can set Wi-Fi settings, but that is, there's a supercharger that's near where I touched on the screen. Bluetooth, so you can touch that, and there is my phone is named Matt's key fob, or the Galaxy tablet in the car I can set for Bluetooth there. So passenger airbag is off because there's nobody in the passenger seat. Now this is tap that, and it's now zooming into where I'm located. I can tap it and it will position north going up, south, or position the map based on where I'm aiming. And now if I were in Autopilot, or if I had the nav set up, I could select through different routing preferences with that button. Now the next thing in this quadrant, if I just touch the screen, these come up. Now this, you'll notice, zooms me in and zooms me back out. This is an interesting section. So this shows where there's traffic built up at different intersections by adding colored lines. This changes from the Google Earth setting to what I call the cartoon map. I prefer the Google Earth. And then this here shows close by superchargers, but I don't need that. Now coming down here, this is volume setting. Tap up or down for increase or decrease volume. This is rear defrost. This is windshield defrost, cold, warm, or off. And this is seat heat. This is the passenger seat. 3 bacons, 2, 1, and 0. This is the climate control. Now you can push and hold the fan, turns it off. Just tapping on the temperature turns it on. You can reduce or increase the temperature. So if you just tap the fan, you'll notice it comes up this selection. You can choose from foot only air, dashboard air, or defrost air on the windshield, and moving your finger around will change the position of where that air is flowing. I prefer have it blowing on the side window. And can select air conditioning on or off. You can turn climate on, and this will leave the climate on when you leave the car, and it keeps the car at the temperature you have it set. Dog mode, you hit that, and that will keep the car at a safe temperature for the dog. And camping mode, I've never used camping mode, but it allows you to plug the car in at a NEMA 1450 plug at a campsite and be able to use the car while camping while it's charging. So that is those modes. We'll go ahead and shut the climate off. And moving over, this is a quick access icon. You tap that and you get the phone. If I tap that, information from the phone will come up, various phone calls that I've recently made. The next one is my calendar. I'll tap that because I don't do anything with it, so I'm not worried about it showing anything. So go back in. There's the backup camera, although again, you can access that through this icon as well. A lot of things in this car can be accessed in multiple ways. Energy usage. This is a fascinating one. So I'm not currently I don't currently have a trip set, but if I were on a trip, it would give a plot as to efficiency going to that trip. But I don't have a trip, so let's go back to consumption. And on consumption, this is the power you've consumed over either 30-mile scale, 50-mile scale, or 5-mile scale. And it gives you an average watt-hours per mile for that distance and a projected number of miles if you maintain that average watt-hours per mile. This gives you the average range there. This is instant range, which is based on what I'm currently driving, although I'm parked, so that's going to be skewed a bit. So let's see here, go back in. Now we have charging again, another way to access. There's multiple ways to access things. Can go on the internet and let's see here, surf the web. It's trying to go on to Facebook. Let's see here. There we go. So it's showing the last thing that my son looked up when we were parked at a supercharger Googling. So we'll close that down. The next is entertainment. So I can select Hulu or Netflix or YouTube and watch my YouTube videos if I'd like. And lastly, the toy box, and that opens up this screen once again. Again, another way to access something. There are multiple means to access things. So now we've got music, and so right now I've got selected USB, but I could select tuned in, Spotify, karaoke where I could sing along. I could stream music. I could select music that's on my phone, or I could just play the radio. So that's pretty self-explanatory. So if I select radio, now there's these are radio stations that have been looked up in the past. Phone, Matt's key fob, I could connect to that if I'd like. So we'll go ahead and close that down. And then the car icon. This icon is an interesting one. Tap that, and that brings up another sub-menu. This will pop open the glove box. Close that. This is a software version that I have for my car. So if you tap that, it will show the version software that I currently have on my car, covering the VIN here. Software update is up to date, and there are various software update preferences, standard or advanced. We don't need to get into that now. So let's see, we'll go back in, service. So you can adjust your headlights, believe it or not, through this tab. You can adjust them up or down. I don't need to change them. They're set fine. So we'll close that. Towing mode, that allows the car to be towed, obviously. You can reset the TPMS sensors. That's useful if you have multiple sets of wheels like I do. So when you switch wheels, you can reset the TPMS sensors. Factory reset will reset all the settings back to factory default. Wheel configuration. So currently I have my 20s on it, so I can select that, but I can go down to 19-inch or the 18-inch Aero. Owner's manual. So you've got all the different, you can look up Autopilot and summon and read about every aspect of the car. This we could dive deep on just alone, and maybe I'll go into that in a future video. So safety and security. Safety and security, you can power the screen off. I'm not going to do that, but if you power it off, it shuts the car down, and certain glitches that you have in the car you need to power off in this way. Just pressing the thumb wheels on the steering wheel don't shut it down as deeply. There's speed limit mode if you want to set maximum top speed, and to activate or deactivate Sentry mode. Save clips on honk. If you turn that on, every time you beep the horn, it saves a clip the last 10 minutes of driving. Park assist chimes, Joe mode. Now Joe mode is interesting. Enabling Joe mode reduces the volume of your car's chimes. The quieter chimes continue to alert the driver effectively. So it's to minimize the noise in the car from different chimes. Security alarm, which I don't have turned on. There's reasons for that. And pin to drive, where you can have to set a pin number to drive the car. Cabin overheat protection I have set for on. I have electronics in here. I don't want the cabin to overheat in the summertime. Allow mobile access and data sharing. I have that active as well. So that's that tab. Navigation is pretty obvious. These are all the various settings for navigation, and you can read up on these separately if you'd like. But automatic navigation, trip planner, online routing, reroute if it saves more than 10 minutes, avoid ferries. If you'll remember, this came up separately on the right side of the screen previously. Again, there are multiple ways to go into many settings through Tesla software. Autopilot. Auto steer, that allows the car to steer automatically if you activate it. Navigate on autopilot, which activates certain features while you're on the expressway. It will allow the car to change lanes and pass people for you. Summon will summon the car to a location where you're standing. and in a parking lot or whatever. Speed limit warning, you can turn it off, have it come up as a display or as a chime. Speed limit, you can have it absolute or relative, and you can change the offset as far as how much plus or minus the speed will change if you have that set. Forward collision warning, lane departure avoidance. So you can have it just warn you, or you can have it actually pull the wheel over by giving you assist. I have it set for assist. Emergency lane departure avoidance, blind spot collision warning chime, automatic emergency braking, and obstacle aware acceleration. And you can look at the definitions of either of these. Obstacle aware acceleration automatically limits your acceleration if an obstacle is detected in front of your vehicle while driving at low speeds. So those are the features within the Autopilot tab. The driving tab, you can set acceleration for chill or standard, steering mode, comfort, standard, or sport, regenerative braking, low or standard, and stopping mode, creep, roll, or hold. I prefer hold. Slip start is kind of cool. If you turn on slip start, it'll allow a little bit of wheel spin, and you get an icon that comes up here, and you can sweep that icon to the side, but it's letting you know that you have limited traction control. So, let's see here. Next, display, day, night, or auto. So there's night, there's day. And then auto just sets it based on the amount of ambient light outside, and you can also adjust the brightness manually if you'd like. It's currently set on auto. Screen clean mode, you hit that, it shuts the screen off, but says press and hold to exit, so you press and hold, and that activates the screen again. Language, English obviously. Navigation language, English. Time format, 12-hour, or what would be called military time, which is a 24-hour. Energy displayed. Now, watch, if I set distance, this shows how many miles are left on a charge. On my current charge, energy shows percentage. So we are in the States, so I have miles set for distance rather than kilometers. You can set for Celsius or Fahrenheit. And tire pressure, either for bar or PSI. Bar would be a multiple of atmospheric pressure at sea level. PSI is pounds per square inch. Locks, you can set Matt's key fob, the key card, Cheryl's phone, key card. These are for adding or deleting key cards or cell phones to activate the car. And then lights, you have your various headlights that you can select. I've got the fog lights currently on, but I just turned them off, turn them back on, and it saves it in my driver profile when I make a change. Dome lights I have set for auto. Ambient lights, I'm not a big ambient light guy. Auto high beams, turn the high beams off if somebody is approaching you. I don't like it though because I've seen, I don't know, the lights will come on and off. It gets a little bit annoying. So I just got a text message from Mark McGranahan. That is the CNC machinist that makes my adjustable screen mounts. He's texting me regarding shipping the next batch. Actually, he's texting me about the next batch of screen mounts. And steering wheel lights, this will turn on little small lights on the steering wheel if I'd prefer. So quick controls, exterior lights on off, as we just showed. This allows the mirrors, left mirror or right mirror, to be adjusted by using the control on the steering wheel. Mirror auto tilt, which I have off, and mirror auto fold I have off. I just don't want to wear out the motors by them constantly moving when I get in and out of the car. So then we've got steering wheel. I can adjust the steering wheel up or down. You can hear it moving. And it asks, do I want to save it? Yep, I'll save that into my profile. So fold will fold the mirrors. Unfold will unfold them. And I can have it always fold mirrors only at this location. But let's unfold those. Windows. Window lock. I have that. I'm not worried about that would be to lock the windows so the kids in the back can't mess with them, but I don't have little kids in the back seat. And display brightness, again, another way to access another command within the menu. So that is pretty much everything from a software accessibility standpoint. This has been a very long video, and I don't want to give too much. I will be diving deeper into some of these settings in a future video, but for right now, I just wanted to give you guys kind of the basics and how everything works, what you can expect when you take delivery of your Model 3, or potentially, again, the Model Y probably will have the same interface as the Model 3. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer whatever I can. Hopefully I wasn't rambling too much, but there's a lot to dive into, and I wanted to make sure I covered everything. So if you have any questions, just let me know. But otherwise, you can look forward to some more diving deep technical videos such as this in the future. I'm also going to cover some deep technical data regarding the Scan My Tesla app, which I have on a screen just outside of the camera view here. And so we will be doing some videos of that coming up as well. I think that there is a lot of pent-up desire for technical information regarding Tesla vehicles, and I want to provide that to you guys. So anyway, go ahead and subscribe, tap the notification bell, and the more subscribers I have, the more views I get, the more I can push the channel forward and give you guys the content you're looking for. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. You have yourselves a wonderful day. Bye-bye now.